Welcome everybody to Funeral Nation episode 224. That is Jeff, the Funeral Commander Harbison. I am Ryan Thogmartin, and this is the funeral profession's only weekly news web show. If it doesn't happen here, it doesn't happen at all.
No, and Ryan, you've seen that recently with our shows that we are the leader in spreading great news and information about our business. In fact, today we have some guests on, something that's personal and near and dear to my heart that they're doing with collaboration between two organizations, and we'll hear from them shortly. But we also have to talk about, and would be remiss if we don't share, that C&J actually makes this engine run. They're the fuel for it. Jamie and the team. In fact, we're going to do something special with them toward the end of this month. We're going to hold off on that. We're going to hear some different voices, see some different faces, and hear about explanation of assignments and what goes on from a perspective I don't think anyone's ever shared. So I'm particularly excited about that. So anyway, my peeps, C&J, we got to do that. Let's roll that promo.
We may be the largest insurance assignment company in the funeral profession, but that doesn't mean we've lost touch with our roots. Here in Rainbow City, Alabama, our priorities still come down to a welcoming smile and a handshake that says we keep our promises. With all the tools and technologies that assure blazing fast turnaround, what really matters is much more old school. Personal responsibility, integrity, relationships, and the pride that comes from hearing yet another client say, "You came through for us when it mattered." C&J eliminates the challenges that funeral homes have in processing insurance death claims. If cash flow is vital to your business, welcome home.
And look, Jeff, like C&J is not just the fuel. This is like rocket fuel, right? So good stuff. And I'm excited for what we have coming up at the end of the month and kind of take a peek under the hood of C&J, the real unsung heroes, so to speak. So our guests, we've had them on before, but this is one of the initiatives that I think we can all get behind in the profession. And one of the things that really kind of shows who's in this profession, and how organizations can come together and have collaborative efforts that have massive impact. So I'm pretty excited about this, and I know you are as well.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and roll that interview.
Well, we're so happy to have Lee and Jim with us this morning from the Funeral Service Foundation to chat about a pretty awesome initiative and a program that you guys are launching that is much needed in this profession. So Lee, I'll have you introduce yourself and then we can get rolling.
Good morning. I'm Lee Wiensch with the Funeral Service Foundation. I'm the executive director.
Awesome. Jim, give us.
He doesn't need any introduction. Everybody knows Jim in this business.
I'm Jim Price, and I'm Senior Vice President of Park Lawn Corporation, the Industry Relations VP. And but I'm also president of the ICCFA Educational Foundation, and it's a pleasure to be doing this jointly with the Funeral Service Foundation.
I think this is a wonderful thing because is this one of the first programs done together? There may have been some in the past, but this is where we're seeing the entire funeral profession come together with the two largest organizations. Is that correct?
That's right. As far as we know, it's the first time that the two groups have worked together in this way, and we're really pleased. It's been a great partnership.
Well, this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I've been briefed on it. So Lee, would you kick off the announcement and share with us what you two organizations have created?
Sure thing. We are working with the ICCFA Educational Foundation on a program called Journey to Serve. And this is really a program aimed at recruiting military veterans to careers in funeral service. We know that there are veterans leaving in the service in great numbers every year, and we believe strongly that veterans have aligned values and aligned skills that work really well and translate well into careers in funeral service. So our organizations have been working together for the last several months to come up with a program that will really provide a toolkit to funeral professionals around the US and Canada to help them recruit veterans specifically into the careers that they have open. And we'll tell you a little bit more about the launch event that we have going on, but on April 22nd, we're launching the program nationally, and we'll be able to show both veterans and professionals what it looks like.
I
Jim?
got it. So you guys are creating basically a platform for funeral professionals, no matter where they are, that they will be able to basically have a toolkit to use in order to attract and recruit veterans. Is that correct?
That's right. It's all going to live on a microsite called journeytoserve.com, and it will be accessible and can be embedded in any website that you might have or that a funeral professional might have. So the idea is that the website will have resources for funeral professionals. We'll have things like print ads and social media ads, a variety of radio spots, podcast ads that can be downloaded and customized for use in your own region to recruit to your jobs. And then there's also a great section on resources for veterans on that same website. So they'll have links to job boards and to resources on the GI Bill, information about a scholarship that we're offering that I'm sure Jim will talk about. So a variety of resources for veterans and for funeral professionals to help us find each other, if you will.
Awesome.
Love that. Love that. So what was the driver of creating this program?
Yeah, I would, I guess what we learned over the last 2 or 3 years that maybe we should have already known, but is that we recognized that we were very good at honoring veterans and memorial services, and but yet we really did struggle, as it turns out, in hiring them. There's over 260,000 veterans each year that are discharged, and as it turns out, all the research shows that 70% don't really know what they're going to do when they get out. And so the understanding that, one, we could do a better job, and as well as their qualities match up so strongly for what we're looking for in funeral service, that it just made sense. And interestingly enough, as it turned out, no one was really focusing on this. This was not a situation that we could say, wow, such and such company has got this totally figured out. Turns out not many were. They were open to hiring veterans, but there were no initiatives to assist in doing that.
So a few minutes ago, Lee mentioned about scholarships. Jim, would you share what y'all have in mind or stored up for that?
Yes, it's one thing, I guess, to say, hey, we want to hire them, but we also came to the conclusion that, we should recognize them, and we're two foundations that both provide a lot of scholarships, and why don't we have a veteran scholarship? And so that's kind of what we've decided to do. 2 scholarships a year, $5,000, and the Funeral Service Foundation has a great process in how they handle scholarships. And we've agreed to, just like everything else on this project, we've agreed to coordinate together and fund equally together on the program.
Awesome. So the 22nd, which is next week, share with us a little more detail about what's going to happen with your launch so that we can also place that on here and have people attend your launch.
Great. I'm happy to run through that with you. The event happens on April 22nd at 1 p.m. Central Time. It's a webinar style, but it's a live launch event, and people can register at journeytoservelaunch.com. That's journeytoservelaunch.com. It's a 1-hour event. Bob Arrington and Jay Dodds are going to be the moderators and the hosts of the event. They'll talk a little bit about the collaboration between the organizations, but really what they're going to do is help us roll out the toolkit. So we have a speaker whose name is Lisa Rosser. She runs an organization called Value of a Veteran, and she works entirely with helping organizations find veterans to hire, helping them understand why it makes good business sense and where to find them. So Lisa's our keynoter. She'll talk for about 20 minutes on some of the elements that are so important when hiring veterans. And there'll also be a live Q&A with her. So she'll talk about things like what questions to ask a veteran when you're interviewing them and what questions not to ask, some of the really specific things that are important in going through this process. And then we'll hear some testimonials from veterans who are already working in the profession. We've had a chance to interview 18 folks who are already working, and there's some great testimonials from them. And then Jim and I get to do a dog and pony show where we will actually roll out the toolkit. We'll sort of show you what's available and teach you how to use the tools. And everybody who registers also gets a free copy of Lisa Rosser's book on hiring veterans. So it's a great, piece to have in your own personal toolkit. And that's the event. So we hope that you'll join us. Of course, if you register, you also get a recording of it right afterwards. So we hope you'll join us. Again, journeytoservelaunch.com.
That's awesome. We'll make sure that we publicize that through our different social media connections, which there's a lot of them out here that are connected. But this is a wonderful program and near and dear to my heart as a veteran. And I'm really proud that the two organizations are working together. It's not like you guys are the Sharks and the Jets and nobody has no idea what I'm talking about there, except maybe Jim. But there you go. No, you guys, the organization is working together with the betterment, for our entire overall profession. I think is wonderful. And this is certainly a platform of what's to come. So my salute to you guys for doing that. And we look forward to seeing how this is rolled out, as well as the success, because I'm certain that we'll have people that come in and serve our country once again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well done. And thank you for coming on Funeral Nation and giving us a sneak peek of the toolkit, which is fabulous, and letting us know about the program and really how this thing's going to kick off. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Thanks. Okay. We're so excited about it. And Jeff, thank you for your service as a veteran to our country and for the work that you've done in funeral service. We're
all right. Thank you.
Honored to know you.
All right. Thank
you,
guys.
All right, y'all. Take care. We'll see you around. So I'm excited. Certainly anyone who's watching this program, hiring veterans, they're trained, they've served their country. We have served our country, and give them a chance to serve again. And I think that's a wonderful theme that they have coming out. I'm really proud of the two foundations working together. As we grow and as we continue as a profession, we'll see that we're going to need more of that. We've seen collaboration already of entities we thought would never be together. So well done for the Funeral Service Foundation, as well as the ICCFA Educational Foundation. And of course, Lee and Jim, you two guys, are ladies and gentlemen, are the best in our business, and we appreciate your efforts of pulling this together. So Absolutely. Ryan, until next week, we'll get together 225. I think you'll be at one spot and I'll be at another. That's going to be that's 2 weeks from now. I can't keep up where we are. You'll be gone. I'll be still here in paradise. Right?
That is right.
Speaking of paradise, at the end of the month, we may do something together as we're doing some rollouts. So anyway,
absolutely.
Thank you all so much for watching. Support our veterans, support our profession. And once again, thank you for what you do.
Absolutely. Until next time, have a great effing week.
Out here.